Let's continue our topic, venue management. Okay, another venue infrastructure is what we call the RFID or the Radio Frequency Identification System. RFID system is now heavily used in meetings and conventions. It is widely used as a tool for delegates, identification, and registration. Venues that have RFID systems intact can offer additional services such as access control, RFID readers at every entrance to instantly and automatically identify personnel with RFID-enabled badges as to areas through which they can pass. It is very effective in zoning the event floor, creating privacy and safety for VIPs, attendees, and organizers. Okay, in continuation for RFID, VIPs can be instantly identified with RFID readers. Therefore, ushers can approach and offer services, especially for them without taking time in personally identifying each delegate. Okay. Document receipts can be easily tracked through registration with RFID tags. Okay. Another venue infrastructure is supporting facilities. Other supporting facilities are secondary considerations that organizers take into account when selecting venues. These facilities are very essential as they can complement organizer plans and services provided to attendees. One of the examples for supporting facilities is loading area. For large events, especially exhibitions, sufficient loading areas is a huge plus for organizers when choosing a venue. Standardized loading docks must have the exact height as the containers to simplify the process of moving containers in and out with forklifts. Another venue infrastructure is interpretation system. Imagine an international convention with attendees coming from different countries. Interpretation system can ensure their understanding simultaneously when the program is running. Simultaneous interpretation usually requires experts who can interpret content from the source language to the target languages as fast as possible, leaving the context unchanged. Another one is safety and security system. Safety and security issue is another important factor when organizers choose hosting venues. Venues with appropriate and effective safety and security measures is important for MICE events, especially for ones with important figures attending, since these people usually require utmost protection. Another venue infrastructure is waste management system. Waste, water management, and garbage management systems can add value to services venues can provide, as well as support for green initiative meetings. Next one is transportation access. A venue located downtown or in urban areas may have little concern with linkage for transportation routes, as convenience and coverage by transportation systems, especially public transportation in urban areas, is usually well developed. Countries with better transportation accessibility, therefore, can be at an advantage over less developed countries. Another inevitable consideration is parking space. With effective parking management tools and systems to ensure full utilization of available spaces in an organized manner, even with large number of attendees. Looking at venue management as a business refers to venue operators as a fee charge for services provided. So what are the things that management or venue management should consider? One is maintenance, 2 is marketing and public relations. 3 is box office registration. Fourth is the human resources. Fifth is the development. Right? Safety and security. We also have the compliance and lastly the insurance. So first, let's discuss maintenance. Maintenance should be regarded as one of the most important aspects of venue management to ensure a venue is kept at its best conditions to host mass events of any kind. Maintenance of venues includes maintenance, condition of facilities, renovating layouts and designs, and even renovating buildings. Venues make up many facilities and equipment that must be maintained to prolong usefulness and preserve performance. Layouts and interior designs of venues must also be renovated as appropriate. Venue operators can schedule this process from time to time to avoid time and cost. Layouts and interior design have an impact on organizer decision. As discussed earlier, therefore, venue operators should keep them modern and up-to-date. Next, we have the marketing and public relations. Marketing, products, and services are essential to every business owner. Likewise, venue operators must market their venues to target audiences, who in this case are the organizers. Venue operators can use price incentives, additional services as methods to attract organizers to host MICE events at their venues. Primarily, venue operators can also promote venues through local celebrities. Trade and road shows provide an opportunity for venues to showcase themselves and what they can offer to potential clients, and as such, they must try to present themselves in a unique and attractive manner. Next is box office registration. MICE events come in many forms. Some are without entrance fees, while some require entrance tickets to be purchased. Some events may require registration for attendees to receive a personal badge. Venue operators must take into consideration these possible options and make certain they can provide facilities to support each activity. Fortunately, technology has become an important part of registration and ticketing services due to its ability to save time, cost, and promote convenience. Next is human resources. Human resources is all about finding the right people at the right time and putting them in the right spot to avoid unnecessary costs. Some tasks are also more cost effective to outsource. So when you choose people to do activities or to do tasks or to perform tasks in event, you need to find the right people at the right time and putting them in the right spot. Not just to avoid problems personally, but also to avoid unnecessary costs. Some people or some persons performing tasks are usually outsourced. Next is development. As dynamic as the MICE industry is, venues is a key component contributing to the success of MICE events. Should keep track on any changes and development within the industry reflected in organizer and attendee requirements. Apparent trends include some increase in technology requirements like Wi-Fi coverage, the RFID, new registration systems, waste management, and energy conservation. So these are the factors to consider in order for you to be chosen as a MICE event venue. Next is safety and security. Safety and security is an important factor that organizers take into consideration when choosing venues. Especially after the most egregious terrorist attack 9/11, safety and security and emergency tackling plans have become even more important, especially for MICE events attended by many important figures. Emergency response plans vary depending on the type of MICE events, size, number of attendees, and location of the venue. However, emergency response plan normally include these aspects: possible unexpected events, direct supervisors authorized to handle each issue, responsibility of each supervisor under each circumstance, emergency contact point and location, transportation access in case of emergency, evacuation plan, communication plan under emergencies. So those are the things that you need to do in doing an emergency response plan. Next is compliance. Laws and regulations in every country usually contain sections that impose standards on buildings and spaces around the world. So before we have or we choose a venue, we need to be sure that the venue we select complied on those rules and regulations and laws regarding to the standardized specification of their buildings and spaces. Okay. And the law enforcing buildings regulation is in the Building Control Act, regulating issues such as the strength and quality of material used to construct buildings, areas within buildings, width of walkways, surrounding spaces and security and safety issues, sufficient ventilation, utilities, the fire prevention, the fire extinction system, and fire exits. Apart from laws enforced directly on buildings, venue operators must also act according to other civil and commercial codes directly related to their business. These laws include tax and duty laws and labor protection acts. And then last, we have the insurance. To ensure the smoothness of the event is through insuring over the possible risk. In most cases, venues usually insure against this risk. Cancellations. With insurance, venues operator can hedge themselves against this risk. Venues will be compensated for cancellations upon previously agreed reasons for cancellations. And then attendees welfare. In case of accidents within venues and attendees, venue operators are usually liable to those damages on the attendees. Next is buildings. In case of unexpected incidents that cause damages on any part of the building, insurance can be an effective tool to compensate for those damages. Insurance is not mandatory for any venue operators, though having insurance can insure venues over numerous risks. Okay, again, these are the possible risks that venues should have insured: cancellations, attendees welfare, buildings insurance. Okay. For the review questions, what are venues? What are the types of venues in the mines industry? Have your own explanation of each type. And then what are the elements of venues influencing venue selection decision based on how you understood the lesson and explained each statement. Okay, that's it for today's topic. Thank you very much.